Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining this webinar for business continuity with COVID-19. Today really is a quick whiteboarding session on how to manage devices in real time and patch them while your employees work from home. My name is Edward Zazel. I'm the General Manager of Enterprise Services Management team that's responsible for Unified IT here at Fusion 5. And just before I get into the whiteboard, I just want to set the context. So a couple of days ago, one of our large customers in Queensland mandated that 2,000 employees have to go work from home, as you can imagine. So we had to help them really quickly stand up an environment where they can start seeing their laptops, which are both Windows and Mac, and how to patch them and monitor their health and security and all the asset management inventory, if you will. It's all about setting something up that's quite easy to stand up, and beyond the crisis, we will get through this. But establishing a framework for the next time something like this happens. It's all about quick setup and low administrative overheads, and of course, the solution needs to work over the internet. So the whiteboard is really the very first discovery call we did with the customer, where we had to explain how that would look in their environment. So I'm going to use. Let me just get my pen. There we go. So as you can see here, the two pieces that we're introducing into the environment are Ivanti Endpoint Manager on the right-hand side, and that's the Unified Endpoint Management solution. And to be able to manage the devices in real time and monitor them and do proactive problem management using sensors, Ivanti Cloud is the other piece. So when we first get started, it's important to understand that how the setup would work. So this is really just to help you prepare, giving you a head start, if you will. So the first thing is once we install or you install Endpoint Manager in your environment, we would just need to give you a couple of IP addresses or websites to whitelist so that the tool can go to the internet and get all the patch definitions from the vendors and all the patches themselves. Now, Shavlik's been around for many years, and it's actually part of Ivanti. It's the largest Microsoft and non-Microsoft application patching website. And basically, Ivanti Endpoint Manager needs to communicate that way. Now, the very second thing we do is we deploy agents onto your devices. So these agents know to come in through the internet, through your demilitarized zone, through what is called a cloud service appliance that sits on the edge of your network, to go and get all the instructions of what to do and how to remediate. Now, once those devices get those instructions, they are instructed to go again into a file share to actually get the patches themselves. And that's it. That's patch management done. In summary, there is no WSUS. There's no satellite servers. It's coming through the internet from your employees' home network through a cloud service appliance, and you are, from a security posture perspective, it's well under control. Now, the other part, which enables you or your ICT teams to be able to support your employees wherever they are, is based on IoT or Internet of Technologies, Internet of Things, technology, which is deploying a sensor, right? So using Endpoint Manager, what happens is the assets themselves are accessible to Ivanti Cloud. So this is how all the machine learning would work. Because the agent that we deployed with Endpoint Manager is pretty detailed, it has software, asset, patch information, all sorts of information, that needs to be fed into Ivanti Cloud to give you some suggestions and advice on how to handle those machines. And then when you're ready to act, you can communicate directly with the device using the sensor through the internet. And that gives you that extra level of support and extra level of proactive problem management. But that's not where it stops. So just so you know, we do understand that you have other tools in place. So this same gateway actually has connectors into all the well-known tools in the marketplace today, and the library is growing continuously. And the whole point here, again, is all those tools that you may have some useful data in them. And we need to feed the machine learning in Ivanti Cloud so to establish trends and things like that and help you manage your devices better. So this is it in a nutshell, how that would work in your architecture. It's really two very easy tools to add. And basically with this customer that I mentioned earlier, we're able to get everything up and running in less than 3 days. So getting you started as well, we are running proofs of concept where these can be done remotely, and it takes between 2 to 4 days depending on how many devices, what flavors and things like that. But at the end of the day, what you will get at the end of those handful of days is a true grasp on your patch management without having to come through the VPN. The tool itself has very smart bandwidth throttling capabilities, to manage performance. You're going to have real-time insights into all the moving pieces. As long as they're connected to the internet, you can reach out and query them in milliseconds. And of course, it gives you that extra level of intelligence to make decisions a lot quicker and support your employees better. There is a special offer from Ivanti we're happy to tell you about, especially during this crisis. And I think up till October 31st, there's a free trial, if you will, so we can put the Ivanti Cloud piece and also the EPM piece, for 30 days, or in Ivanti Cloud scenario all the way up until October 31st. And the tool itself has been around for years, so there's a thriving online community for it on the Ivanti community, and there's also on-learning options for your folks who will hand over the keys after we put this in for you. So from an action plan perspective, feel free to reach out to either myself or your unified IT specialists. Once again, this is Edward Zazo. Thank you for your time. Stay safe and talk to you soon.